Hi, and welcome to the Veronica Harris Show. I'm your host, Veronica Harris, and I have with me today,
Gregory Harris, co-host.
you know, my co-yogi.
Oh yeah, co-yogi. We forgot.
And the reason why I'm calling you the co-yogi is because today we have a guest who's going to show us some yoga moves and talk to us about yoga and the benefits of yoga.
And that's crazy because I woke up this morning thinking I need to deepen my practice of yoga.
Your practice.
Yeah, deepen my practice.
So have you done yoga before since you say you have a
I've
practice?
been dibbling and dabbling.
You've been
I've been
debating.
dibbling and dabbling. Remember, I was on the summer. I was training,
Yes,
and you introduced me to the downward dog. Told me that was the best stretch I could ever do,
yes.
and yeah, it worked out.
Okay. Well, also, yoga not only can it help you with stretching and obviously improving physical fitness, but it can also help you in terms of stress relief, relaxation, because of the deep breathing and the meditation that's a part of it. It can help, calm you down.
And meditation is a big piece of everything now. I mean, a lot of people's coming into it. My supervisor actually asked me to start ending my classes with that to try to curtail you
Discipline,
know rambunctiousness of the students.
rambunctiousness of the
Yeah.
students. All right, so you're going to teach them downward facing dog?
Yep, downward facing dog, exalted warrior,
Well, I think you should start off with
child's pose,
yeah,
mountain pose,
but I think you should,
tree pose.
but I
I
think
know a lot of poses. I told you I've been dibbling and dabbling.
I said you've been doing that, but I think you should,
Three-legged dog,
but I think
downward dog. What else
okay,
they
but
got?
I'm just saying, I did trust me. There are hundreds of poses. I mean, you can study yoga for your lifetime and still not touch on everything. However, I think the basic thing you should start them off with the sun salutation, and that is,
How you know?
excuse me, because I know a lot,
Wait
and
till
that
the
is.
expert tell us what to start
Yes,
with.
and that's where we're going to have our expert come on here next, and he is going to tell us about yoga and talk about some of these poses and show us some of these poses that you were talking about. So sit back, relax, and we'll be right back. And welcome back. Today we have with us a yoga instructor by the name of Jarrick Browner.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So,
Hey,
Gregory. Anyway, so, well, first of all, we would like to talk to you about, we'll find out, first of all, what types of yoga do you practice? Because there are different types of yogas. There are not one type of yoga. There's what they call Ashtanga yoga, which is a bit more athletic. A lot more movement is involved with it. Then there's the Hatha yoga, which is like breathing. So that's less movement involved. And then there's also the Bikram, or the hot yoga as they call it, where you
Yeah.
practice yoga in like a 95-degree room. I did that one time. I don't understand how you can do that because sweat was dripping every place and you just find yourself slipping on the mat. So, but a lot of people swear by it and they practice it. So what exactly do you teach?
Well, mine is a combination of Ashtanga, power, and Dharma mixed all together in like one big pot. And
Well, first of all, I said like Ashtanga is a little bit more like athletic, it's a lot of movement. What is Dharma?
Dharma, the best way I could describe Dharma would be real flowy. A lot of it's not necessarily the flow class, but a lot of the movements aren't, as in Ashtanga, they're real pristine. It's
Right.
crisp. You hit the pose, boom, hold it. Next one. Dharma's more like, and up, and down,
So
and
you-
smooth back bend. And
So you move from one to the next.
Yeah.
More of like a continuous motion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right, that's very good. And how long have you been teaching yoga?
I've been teaching for just a few months, so not too long, since May. I finished my practice at Yoga District, and they had a real inclusive program talking about the philosophies, anatomy, and really going in depth into how the poses actually affect the body and the different muscle groups. So I learned a lot, and then following afterwards, just practicing consistently every day, learning and understanding how these poses are affecting me and how to get comfortable in an uncomfortable position, because that's what I feel yoga is really about. It's being able to breathe when your body's contorted and you're like, I do not know how to be comfortable in this pose or in this position. And it's still finding the calm within the madness, which is kind of like life.
I was just about to say, that's kind of like life,
Yeah.
trying to find comfort when you're uncomfortable and finding, that peace in, the chaos of the storm, which is like life most of the time, unfortunately. But yeah, so what got you started into yoga?
Ah, I was working at a job, very stressful job, very time oriented. You have to be here at this time. If you're early, you're late. So I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna pull this off.
Early or late?
Yes. If you're on time, you're fired.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man.
So I was like, okay, I'm
know-
about to quit. Oh, go.
I was about to say, you know what? Tom Coughlin, the former head coach of the New York Giants, he used to be like, if you're on time, you're late.
Yeah, I ain't never heard. This is the first time I heard if
If
you're
you're
early,
you're
you're late.
fired.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But go ahead.
So I was like, all right, I'm about to quit this job, and it's a lot of movement, so I really don't want to gain weight at all. What can I do in DC with a small amount of space that I can get a great workout, and I'm against going to the gym? I was like, yoga it is. I'll give it a try. So I went to my first class. It was a slow meditative class, and it was not my speed. I was like, I do not like this. So then I tried an Ashtanga class, and it was just move after move. I'm like, I left that class. I passed out in Savasana. I went to sleep. And after walking out, I was like, okay, I can do this. This is what I'm looking for. That type of exercise. So I just went hard, just went all the way in, practiced it about an hour and a half sequence every day for several months. And then I was like, okay, I enjoy this. So that's how I got into it.
Now, they say, well, the birthplace of yoga is in India. And there are hundreds of poses in, yoga. So, I mean, but they also say that you could practice this for your lifetime and you could still not, master it all type of deal. Do you feel the same way about that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's all about pushing yourself and finding your limit and then pressing past it and finding a way to do it safely as well.
So,
I disagree.
Oh, God.
You said you can practice it your lifetime and not master it?
Yes.
Anything can be mastered.
What is your definition
Give me a
of mastery?
lifetime. You can give me a lifetime, I'll master anything.
what? Go ahead, Ms. Brown.
What is your definition of mastery?
My definition of mastery is doing it to all specifications and requirements.
But what if you get in there and just like this lotus pose? I'm doing lotus.
Right.
Technically, you could say that I've mastered lotus.
Yeah, it looks like you mastered it to me.
But then I can go deeper in lotus. I can go even more deeper.
There's
So
levels
is that
to this.
mastery?
Oh.
Then maybe I just bind behind the back.
See, got you.
Then I can go backwards. I can forward fold. There's different. It's so much in it. It's so many alterations, so many variations that true mastery doesn't necessarily exist, because you might have a body type that can't do necessarily this, but I don't have the body type that can do what you can.
Okay. All right.
See? As you tell, we're brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
No, but so, and I think with yoga, part of the philosophy, if I'm not mistaken, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that in trying to, gain mastery of yoga, it is not about the destination. It is about the journey that you go through as you're learning these poses and moving on from different levels.
Definitely. Definitely. Each pose you learn something different about yourself. Like I can sit in this pose and I can say, this is comfortable. But then it's like, all right, well, this hip is a little bit more open than this hip. Maybe I can loosen this hip up and get a little bit more flexibility out of it. It's like what you learn throughout trying to accomplish that pose and trying to get deeper in that pose. So.
Well, Gregory and I are also both health and physical education teachers. And as physical education teachers, we both learned there's a skill-related fitness components, and there's also health related fitness
health
components. I'm sorry. And of course, with the skill related, there's flexibility, agility, balance, coordination, and power. And then with the health, there's muscular endurance, muscular strength, cardiovascular, and I think there's one more, two more. Body composition, yes. So those are the health. Those are different components. So which components do you think yoga specifically benefits? Anyone in particular, or did you all, or
Everything.
I was going to say that too. I wanted to see what you were going to say.
Everything.
Okay.
It takes everything into accountability, and also the internal organs, because a lot of times we don't necessarily work out our internal organs or even we keep them nice and contained in our chest, and we don't try to really twist or do too much that'll actually move them into a uncomfortable position. But at the same time, if we don't do that, they get comfortable in that position, and anytime they get irritated or move from that position, you might have an issue. You can create different issues. So with yoga, with all the different twists and the deep breathing, you also expand and move your internal organs, which provides internal flexibility to them. So you can move a little bit more smoothly as opposed to stark movements. So.
Okay. Would you say that yoga can be, like I said, you didn't like the gym. Okay, you didn't like the gym. So, and as educators, especially with young people that come into the our classes, sometimes they don't like the traditional things that we may teach and things of that nature. So we're always looking for different types of workouts. Like now CrossFit is big and things of that nature that we do. So do you feel yoga could definitely be a part in physical education curriculum?
I think it should. I definitely think it could make really big strides for the children as well, because it also involves the mental, and I believe the body is just a physical representation of the mind. Depending on how you think, it goes directly into how your body is, how you hold your body and everything. So,
well, the 6 components of health, I know 3 of them. Well, obviously physical is one, but there's also the mental and the spiritual. Those are also the components of health. Components of wellness, rather. So I think that yoga could definitely benefit to, I guess, with the breathing and the meditation, definitely with the mental, and then I guess the philosophical practice that you go along with it can definitely work towards the spiritual.
Definitely, and stress as well, because a lot of the philosophy will it'll show you that you can hold yourself accountable for certain things, and the things that you can't necessarily have any control over, to let them go. And it can be that simple sometimes. I find myself stressing over things that I have no control over. And it's like, all right, do I continue to stress about this, or do I just say, all right, I did the best that I could, let me move forward and try to, further myself in where I'm trying to be and what I'm trying to achieve.
All right, so here we go. First question. How long does it take, how many, like the training for to be an instructor, how long does that take?
200 hours.
200 hours. Where can I find
see, don't get him started. Because let me tell you right now, every time we have an instructor or someone who is very good at a different sport or activity, he wants to know how, because his next thing is he's either making his comeback in that something, or he's about to become the next something. So that's what he does.
I'm assuming when you get started, the growth and the benefits are kind of gradual. It takes over time to kind of see the change. Is that true in yoga?
What's your definition of? Yes, it is a gradual.
Very gradual.
It just depends on
what was your first breakthrough you made, and how long did that take?
That's a good question.
Well, you know what? Since you're going to think this is a good question, look like you have to ponder it. We are going to, go into our break, so that give you a little bit of chance to think about it. And then also when we come back, we want to see a few of these poses. Maybe you can show us a few things, give us some ideas and tips on how to increase our practice or better our practice. But we're going to give you time to think about that answer.
Okay.
So, and when we come back, we're going to get more into the poses.
Oh, I'm with it.
All right. So stay right with us, and we will be right back.
Every day, a across America. Excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
So you start by pressing your heels down into the mat. You can rock back a little bit from the sides, interior. Lay the balls of your feet down. Spread your toes like little fingers. That's what they are anyway, right?
Mm-hmm. Little fingers.
Hands are prayer to your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Exhale everything out your lungs. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, step or jump back to push-up position. Lower down to chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, up dog, chest forward, chin up. Exhale, down dog, hips up and back. And breathe. We generally stay here for about 5 breaths. Each inhale, raising your hips up and back, stretching out the lower spine, and also feeling that stretch in the hamstrings.
Oh yeah, feel them in the hamstring.
And each exhale, relaxing into the pose as if it's comfortable.
No, it's not.
We all know it's not. Inhale, step or jump forward. Exhale, forward fold.
Oh.
Inhale, lift up, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart. And those are the basic movements for the sun salutations. And you'd repeat them maybe 5. You can do them 108 times if you'd like.
108? Is that like the Guinness Book of World Records?
No, that's one of the you're supposed to chant mantras or any type of anything that means something to you. Do it that many times, and if it means something to you, you can do it 108 times.
Why 108? Is there any reason why 108?
I'm not exactly sure on that number, but I know all the beads are. So when you give the prayers, you count the beads for each one. Or if you go through for breathing exercises, you can breathe and count 1 for each breath. And just to get that 108. I'm not 100% sure, but now you gave me some homework. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, that's what we do here. I'm a teacher. I give homework.
I'm with it.
7 times 12 isn't 108, is it?
No.
No.
No, 7 times 7 is 100.
98.
Okay.
No, 94.
Anyway, back with the show. Okay, so those are the basics. Now, what have we been doing it for a while, and now we are a little bit more advanced. So what else can we add to it?
Okay, that's pretty the same way. You can start it off the same way. You can inhale your arms up and go for a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, step or jump back. You can go to a handstand.
Whoa!
Oh, see? You know?
Inhale, up dog.
I'm going to watch.
Exhale, down dog. When in down dog, you can inhale your hips up and back, and then relax, pulling your chest towards the mat. Really stretching out that lower back. And you can inhale, step or jump forward. You can go to crow. You can go to handstand. You can go to 8-angle pose.
I've seen that. You have to be...
And then forward fold. And then back up. So it's just different options. You can change it and vary it however you want.
Gregory was like this.
Handstand was something else.
The handstand was something else.
Thank you.
It was I would say the most I guess the most advanced that I got is that when you're in downward facing dog, you lift, you hold one leg up while you're in that pose too. So in other words, it would be
For a little hip
here,
opener.
and then you would be like this.
Yeah. See if you can kick that leg behind you.
Oh, then it go like
Yeah.
this.
And then flip your dog. Boom.
Yeah.
Press your hips up. Maybe you can up.
This
There
way.
you go. Twist your arm the other way.
Where other way?
Bring it up to my hand. Turn it around. Gaze. Follow.
Oh yeah,
Follow.
yeah. Okay, yes,
You got
absolutely.
it. And lower
push
it
your
down.
hips up.
Push your hips up. And lower it down.
Oh no, you want me to do it back?
Yeah.
Word up! Help me, bring me out.
So yeah, it's different ways to change it and vary it up a lot. You can go to either side. You can go to the flip dog, or you can go to the full wheel.
Okay.
So it's just
Well, you
so
know
many
what? Why don't
variations.
you let's step back a step or two and let us see that, because you know we're telling people what, you know, you're giving it the names, but you know some people need to see.
Visual. We're very visual
Yes,
creatures.
very visual.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook.
Fire in the hole!
And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
Okay, well, you shocked us with some of that stuff you were doing. I mean, going into the wheel and all of that stuff. I know Gregory over here was looking like amazed.
I'm floored. I'm still down on the
Yeah, you floored. You still down on the floor. Okay, so if you could just take us through that, you know, from the downward facing dog, the leg, you know, from there. We'll start.
Okay. From downward facing dog.
So you're in downward facing dog.
Okay. Leg up and back.
Raise up one leg. Bring it behind. And then when you rotate it, you're doing a hip opener. So this is a way to get more flexibility in your hips. Flip over and stretch, lean back. And into the wheel. Wow, okay. And then you can bring it down, the wheel down. All right, lower it down. Intensify the stretch, deepen the stretch. And back up. And back over.
You do it to one side, you gotta do it to the other, right?
Yes, and what you do to one side, obviously you have to do the other.
We got 2 sides.
Rotate the leg. Put a hip. And flip over, reach back into the wheel. Yes. And then down further. Oh Lord. Okay, you're bringing the feet in. He's bringing the feet in. Okay, one. Oh, all right, so just one foot, not both at the same time, just one foot. All right, deepen that stretch. And back up. And over, and again into downward facing dog. And finally, and up again. Woo! Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a,
You kind of look like a contortionist for a little bit. Well, you did that before you started yoga? Okay. I was about to say, that's cheating if you was already contort. Man, that's not that impressive. But
okay. Well, it would still be impressive. Why you knocking with?
if you can contort, then that's...
Don't knock people's things.
Okay.
You know, don't downplay it. Okay. So now that was, you know, just a variation on downward dog and how to, I guess, deepen the practice, deepen the stretch. But the basic is the sun salutation. Now there's a sun salutation A and a sun salutation B. And what is the difference between the two?
A lot.
Okay. I know one has warrior, the warrior pose, warrior one, and the one does not.
And one starts with chair, and one starts with Tadasana, standing mountain pose with your arms up.
Okay, and this is our mountain pose. Mountain pose. Okay,
Do you
so.
know chair?
Huh?
Do you know chair?
I know chair. Do you know chair?
Do chair.
Huh?
Do chair.
You do
You
chair.
say, huh?
I do know chair. But anyway, this is not about me. Okay, it's about our guests. So if you could please just show us sun salutation A, how that looks if you do it like a regular practice going from one to the other. Okay. And then after that, then you'll show us sun salutation B. Okay.
Do them both twice, back to back.
Okay, so you just want to go from A to B.
Straight into it.
Straight, okay, we like that. Go straight into it. So, hand to heart prayer, getting started. Tadasana, mountain pose. Fold over. Breathe, chin up, and back into plank or chaturanga. And, okay. And notice you'll hear a lot of the exhaling, you hear the heavy breathing. It's not because he has sinuses, it's just that that's a part of the practice, to breathe in and out and to deeply breathe.
Because the mind follows the breath.
Yes. He's back and down into chaturanga, which is actually, this is cobra pose, if you didn't know. Downward facing dog. And back up into Dasana, mountain pose. Okay.
See, you got a sweat going.
Now this is chair. You know how to do chair?
Master chair.
Ooh, that's, you know, that's going to the handstand kick up back there.
I need 2 months. I'm gonna do that in 2 months.
2 months. And this is the warrior one pose. And back into warrior one. Hold for 5, because you want to get that stretch. And jump to the front. And back into chair pose.
Second.
Yeah, because you can't just do it once. Wow. Well, I was watching you do the different poses, and I was just noticing, and I don't know if you noticed, Ray, but again, the balance, obviously, with doing the handstand and everything, like your balance is definitely coming into play. The muscular endurance just to hold the poses, and then also the muscular strength, because basically you are lifting your own body weight and moving it from place to place, and that is, and there's also cardiovascular, because I can see once you get moving, it's like, it's continuous, it's constant. There's no slowing down here. There's no timeouts.
Let me try to flip dog.
Oh, Lord. Okay, well, we're going to let you try to flip dog.
Okay. Go ahead. Boom. And then went like this?
Kick your leg
No.
on the back.
Oh, leg first.
Yeah, right leg up and back. Bend it behind you. Yeah.
Yeah, over,
Bring it on.
There it is.
and lean back. Look back, look back.
Follow your hand.
Follow your hand.
And rotate that wrist. Yeah.
I think that's where I'm
We can,
stuck.
we can get right here. That's good. Push your hips up.
Push your hips up.
There it is.
All right.
Boom.
Push him up some more. Because you still, he's not really.
There it is. Inhale again. Exhale.
Push.
There it is.
See, if you use your
Come back
core,
over.
Okay.
There it is.
there you go. Not too bad. Yeah, your flip dog was even kind of rusty too.
That's my first time doing the
I
flip.
don't care.
Good
You look
job.
rusty.
Good job.
All right, thank you.
All right, well, you've showed us these great poses. Greg, let me switch positions with you, okay? So I can get you over there. All right, so you showed us these great poses and that people can obviously practice and stuff like that. So is yoga big in DC?
Yes.
So there's a lot of places to find a place to practice?
Ridiculous amount.
From
Yeah.
beginners to, okay, awesome.
There's different studios. I actually teach at Culture Coffee every Thursday. It's a donation-based class.
No, okay. All right, so that's good. So basically people just Google where they need to go.
Yeah.
Just Google where they need to go. There's millions of places. Or I even saw a book in Barnes and I saw a book one time said, you know, you just learn how to do yoga poses that way. So, well, thank you for that. That was awesome. We are going to take a break, and then we're going to come back with What is Veronica Thinking? You will stay around for that? Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, and we will be right back.
We taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Hi, and welcome back. We're now at the time of What is Veronica Thinking? And today I am thinking about dibbling and dabbling. Yes, Gregory gave me that idea about dibbling and dabbling. And as we've learned in yoga, you cannot dibble and dabble. You have got to be committed. You know, some people are just interested, and then there are people that are committed. You have to be committed if you want to get the benefits of your yoga practice. And not only can you not dibble and dabble in yoga, but it goes for life too. You can't just dibble and dabble in life. You got to be committed. You got to be in it to win it, as they say. You have to, you know, practice. You have to practice your practice for life. Ms. Brown? What do you think?
It's definitely a lifelong practice. Like we were saying earlier, you can practice your entire life and never master every pose. So I feel as though, yeah, it's definitely a lifelong commitment for me.
If you want to be good at it, or if you want, now I'll say good because that assumes that there's an end point. But if you want to be advanced throughout the different levels, if you aspire to self-actualization, to being the best that you can be, then you have to, you know, be committed to the practice in order to get better. You can't just dibble and dabble, you know, you in, you out, sometimes in, sometimes not. You do what you don't, you can't do that. You have to be in it. And in order to get the most out of life and to be the best that you can be, you have to be committed to doing the work, whatever it is for your life, whatever it is.
Definitely consistency.
Yes, consistency.
Along my research, I found that most people on the planet are good starters. You're not a good starter once you get started and rolling. You're good at that, but there's very few people that are good finishers. All right, and as the king of the dibble and the dabble, that's what I struggle with, the finishing part. You know, I love to set it off, and then I wasn't always interested in seeing it come through to the end. But I like what you said about your breakthrough, and it wasn't a physical breakthrough you had. It was more so of a mental breakthrough and awareness that you came about first, and then and you got the wristband to know to walk your truth. I'm gonna find a wristband something similar.
Well, I mean, but that's, again, this is something that can be transferred into life. Again, it's not the journey of just being good at it. If you want to take it to sports, it's not just being good at, you know, making a layup or shooting free throws. It's about becoming a master, if you will, at all the aspects of that game. You know, not just the skills that you learn, but also the strategies. And in order to do that, you have to be committed. You know, there's a lot of us that are very good at doing things. We have very good at skills that will help us in life. But do we also know the strategies? Do we also know how to negotiate different situations? Do we also know how to be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation? And that's what yoga can help you do. But again, it requires full commitment, not dibbling and dabbling. Any last words on that?
Hey Jackie, you got an apprentice now. You gonna be my master. I'm gonna be your apprentice, and you're gonna show me how. You're gonna have me doing handstands in like 2 months.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Nothing to it but to do it, right?
Yeah, that's okay. Like you just heard him say, he let us set it off.
All right.
But don't.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
Yeah, all right, okay. Anyway, but thank you.
Silly.
Thank you for coming on. I being a
Thanks
guest
for
on the
having
show.
me. I
Thank you for
appreciate it.
showing. Lucid, we're very flexible.
Oh yeah, it's, you know.
Thank you for showing those wonderful poses and talking to us about yoga and your practice and, you know, things, your journey. And hopefully all of you out there have learned something from this show, and you will hopefully you will come back again to see us as we tell more stories, learn about more truths, and how to walk in our truths and how to be committed in life, but always from a sports perspective. Why? Because this is the Veronica Harris Show. Thank you, and see you next time.